I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite
podcast
on the Citadel.
Welcome to Andromenerds, the #1 Mass Effect podcast on the internet.
In the world.
My name is Minius of Minius GC, and with me are my co-hosts, Tucker from Mass Effect Follower.
Hello, everyone.
Wow.
That was very pleasant.
That was surprising.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was
Not only
it?
did you not do the catchphrase, but you actually had energy.
Oh, yeah.
There was some pleasant zest in there.
Pleasant zest.
I was supposed to mention I've been playing like 70 hours of RuneScape over the past week.
Way to be productive.
Right?
Also, the one and only BioFan.
I'm jealous of Tucker's free time. Hi, everyone. How's it going?
Little did you know I'm being productive by raising my cooking level.
It's important.
It is.
If you can't cook, you just have to eat everything raw.
Well, that's how you make money at the Grand Exchange. That and smithing.
Oh, boy.
Well, smelting.
Suddenly, we have turned into a RuneScape podcast.
RuneScape podcast. Andromenerds posts every week, Mondays at noon Pacific, 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern, and 8 at night in the UK. If you would like to contribute to this show with a question or a topic suggestion, you should email us at andromenerds@gmail.com. And again, if you have not finished Mass Effect Andromeda, you need to stop right now.
Spoilers!
Stop playing RuneScape. Stop playing in the hinterlands and go out and finish Mass Effect Andromeda, because we are actually getting into spoilers. Like, we're going to talk about every decision that was in the game.
Well, most of them.
What we made and why. No, we're going to go, why most of them? Why not do all of them?
Because there's small decisions that don't really do anything, and if we did all of those, we would be here for like 5 days.
There's no real decision about the Archon dying at the end of the game.
I tried to save him.
That's not on there.
I tried to save him, and it didn't work.
I have a list of things.
All right, we're going to go over BioFan's list, and then we're going to add some just in case we feel like he left out stuff that's interesting, although probably not.
I'm usually pretty thorough.
Yeah,
I mean, there were
are.
some things I left out that were kind of but I was like...
You're pretty thorough. I'm not actually worried about that unless...
Okay.
And they're little tiny ones that are... Whatever. Let's just get started.
We'll just see what happens. Okay.
Yeah, so this is like kind of like a not quite a let's play, but we can go along and talk about what we did and why.
Okay.
Could be interesting, and then we'll make fun of Tucker. Just to spice things up. That's right. Pay attention, douchebag!
Okay, so, you guys ready? You ready for this? Ready to party down?
I'm ready. Tucker's not, but let's just do it anyway.
No, I'm here. I'm good to go.
Did you make Prodromos military or science?
Science.
I think we all made it science, right? We actually talked about this before in the show.
I mean, I made it science the first time, but now I actually think I kind of prefer it as military, only because, I mean, you get shit for it from sciencey people, but at the same time, you have this thing called the Ket that are kind of like all over the place, and they're kind of a problem.
Do you get something out of it, though?
If you go military, I think you get a few extra forces that help you in the ending. I never really noticed it, though, but technically the game's guide says they're there. Should we pause and I go get the game guide real quick, just in case I need to back some of this up?
Pause! Unpause!
149 near the bottom. It is EOS. Did Ryder create a research science outpost or a defense military outpost? If he did science, there's minor variance in the deployment scene from Addison. In military, in the final mission, a Prodroma security team appears to help.
There you go. See, there is a little bit better impact if you go military.
But there's not, because that's irrelevant.
In my headcanon of what I believe happened...
headcanon. In headcanon, my scientists do much cooler stuff.
In the off-screen, I think it's technically better, but it's rather trivial.
What, do you
I'm
think
going to let Tucker do the reading, because I'm the dyslexic one, so he can find it faster.
Do you think there was like something intended there as a game mechanic that they never got to?
I think there was.
Possibly.
I think that like maybe originally they wanted all the outposts to have options, because I know they wanted to have like the enemy bases where you took them over, took ownership, and then decided like what kind of stuff you wanted them to be, you know? Because they mentioned
for this one?
They mentioned, oh god, what they specifically mentioned in, I think it was it was like a gaming, but like PC gaming magazine, maybe PC Gamer. There was a magazine interview in like December or onward. The serious flashback looking at this in my brain. That I remember the devs specifically mentioned like finding, or maybe it was the podcast with PlayStation with Aaron Flynn. At some point, it was mentioned that you would find that you would like put an outpost and you decide if you want military or scientific, but the way that they said it kind of made it seem like, oh, every outpost you find, you choose kind of like something you want to do with it.
Yeah, that was actually in the original Reddit leak back in 2015.
Yeah, I mean, since then things could have changed, but it was also stated like a lot closer to launch.
Anyway,
too.
so I'm saying
I do feel. I mean, but there's supposed to be a trailer about the outpost, but there's nothing with the outposts. So I feel like, yeah, that was going to be a much bigger thing.
I feel like that's something that like they wanted to do, but didn't have time to do.
Yeah, definitely. I wonder if they might do
that
it in
is
some...
this going to be the whole podcast?
They wanted to do, but they didn't have time to do. Okay, so the next one, I'll just
is it a
make
real
us move on.
decision? None. I think we should spoilers. By the way, none of these are real decisions.
Not many of them are real decisions.
They don't do
yes.
anything.
Especially if you, it's kind of there's not a lot of repercussion for your choices. It's really sad.
There's a couple things that do something, but
I feel choice-wise, this game was kind of lacking.
It's more of like
in branching.
It was
things.
seriously lacking in choice repercussion. You could make choices, but they didn't usually make much of a difference, or like they didn't. The biggest significance a choice made in the game was replacing one person with a different person in like the ending, or like person A, person B, person C, person no one kind of deal. But like those different people all made the exact same decisions and very similar dialogue, and very little was different other than like their voice actor and their appearance.
I feel it's more like a coloring book instead of a choose your adventure. You can pick what color you want. That's about it.
I mean, it really felt like the only decision is whether if some choices you do is if Tan survives or not. Other than that, I mean, they said
Tan can die? You mean done? You mean done?
What?
You mean the
done.
captain of the ship?
Yes.
You said Tan.
Yeah,
that is
no,
a definitely
I meant
different person.
Tan is a douchey Solarian.
Yeah.
Tan,
but,
I wish you had that option. Done, I kind of prefer her alive. But anyway.
I mean, none of your squad mates can die, and they can't leave. No, there's no choice anywhere you can make in the game that you lose a squad mate.
Yeah. I mean, I'm okay with that, but I was expecting other kinds of choices. You know? Like, I'm okay if our squad's alive, but I would prefer there to be actual, like, repercussions for some of my choices.
There's a couple choices that could have repercussions, so let's continue with the choices.
Okay, so the next one is the Ket facility. Did you destroy it, or did you save all the Angara inside?
Save.
I ended up saving them because I was thinking, like, oh, we can maybe work with the Ket down the line. It kind of works out that way, but not really.
I destroyed it because I feel, because, like, the Moshai is like, they'll just refill it. I'm like, yeah, they kind of will.
You know what?
So,
I think that would be the correct decision, actually.
Yeah, I think the correct decision is to destroy it. Because I'm like, I think that the Angara inside the pods would want you to destroy it so that more Angara aren't facing the same fate, you know?
Well, it's more like I was just thinking, like, oh, if you don't destroy it, you can just come back later, but you never actually can in the game.
I'm like, did we?
No.
Well,
in the book, apparently, the choice is if you destroy it, nothing happens. But if you keep it alive, well, if you don't destroy it,
Angara,
and you keep the Cardinal alive, then the Angara will help you at the end.
Yeah. So, speaking of, you said her name was the Cardinal or something?
Yeah. The evil cat lady bitch.
Evil witch lady. Did you kill her?
No.
Yes.
Because I destroyed the base, and when you destroy the base, you kill her regardless.
Yeah, no, I didn't kill her.
I shot her. And I also love that one quote where he's going to fuck her shit up.
The casual option there is nice. Okay, so the next one
Hold on, like, doesn't this connected? Doesn't she comes back, though, if you don't kill her?
I don't think she does she? I don't remember her coming back.
There's nothing saying that about her coming back.
Is that a different character with the exact same voice, then?
No.
You can cut a deal with another cat lady, and I figured that was the same one.
No, she doesn't return. I don't think so.
You sure?
Are you
No wonder-
referring to the very end shot of the cat person on the ship? That's not her.
No, you can like make a deal with the lady, and she'll leave you alone on the final mission.
Oh, on the final mission?
Yeah.
I don't remember her being there on the final mission.
Well, that's because you killed her.
Well, I've played through like 3-4 times, and there's playthroughs where I've saved her,
But
and I don't remember her being there.
You have to do the friends or the side mission for it, I believe.
Oh, you do?
And then you'll discover that she's not happy with the Archon, and she wants to turn on him.
Oh.
And you can
so
make a
she'll
deal
work
with
with
her.
you.
Well, I did that mission, but I also killed the cardinal.
But did
I'm gonna
you,
have
did
to.
you talk
I'm
to
gonna
the
have to
did you talk to the lady at the end? And she's like,
yeah, and you had a choice to either like, what was it? Let them do their thing, and they'll disable their ships, making it easier for us.
So is it a different cat lady? Because they look
Yeah,
and
it was
sound
it was
exactly
someone
the same.
completely different. It was like a guy that was talking.
You sure? Oh, okay. So
think.
I had
This
the
is
lady,
something
and then
I've
you had a
yet to
guy.
encounter.
So it's the same thing we were talking about before, where you just replace one character with another,
Yeah.
but the exact same option.
This still never happened to me. I do not remember this.
Of course, everyone on this is like, "Oh, we're gonna regret this," and I'm like, "Really? We're gonna regret this?"
Really?
Like, okay.
You say that now after I've
Like-
regretted literally nothing?
You're like, they're like, well, I mean, whatever. So I'm thinking
Whatever.
that maybe
Okay.
that person will come back to haunt you, maybe, but probably not, based on the way this game went.
Okay. So the next one, fast forward to Kadara. Did you pick Sloane or Reyes? Tucker, I don't think you got that far.
What?
Don't you have to do that?
No, you don't. It's not crit path. You can. All you have to
no,
do
I
is work
think-
with Reyes to find out about Ventrev. Then it
Oh
sends
yeah,
you back to Aya.
The Vent Rev, I did that one. I went with Reyes.
You didn't get. You don't know what you're talking about. You didn't get to
Oh.
the choice.
Wait, what?
You did not
it-
get to the choice.
I
have
got to
to-
agree with
Main mission.
BioFan. You didn't play
Go
the
back
game
to
that you're covering.
Kadara and do the things.
Stop playing RuneScape. Holy
Stop
crap.
playing RuneScape and do the actual Mass Effect Andromeda game and play the story so you know what you're talking about. God. Ugh.
So did you get to the point where there's a duel between Reyes
Did you go
and,
to the cave?
and Sloane Kelly?
The Sloane Kelly and Reyes
No.
cave? No.
No?
But I had a thing with Vent Rev, and I was able to give.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
literally
okay.
played like
Slow.
5% of it. You
Holy
did like
crap,
nothing.
Tucker.
You like
This is extra pathetic. I mean, the other thing's funny. This is just dumb.
this is like we thought you were gonna play the game, Tucker. We thought you were
I've
gonna
been
play
playing
it.
the game.
No,
I've
you
also
haven't.
been having
You
it-
No, you have
Clearly
not. This is
not
like the
been playing
best
the game.
storyline in the whole game, and you have not played it.
I'm not
be
anywhere
fair,
near as in love with Reyes as BioFan is, but I will agree that is probably the best storyline in the game, and you completely missed
To
it.
be fair, and this is an odd kind of complaint thing. In my homework with game design, I had to pick an old popular game and had to do research
How
on
does
it
this relate to this whatsoever?
because it relates to me playing a shit ton of RuneScape.
So you have to play 70 hours of RuneScape.
It's a fun game.
Okay, see, that's what I mean.
So go back
you-
to
basically
reload before
basically
the
you
ending.
fucked up.
and go to Kadara and do the main Kadara stuff.
I will do that after this.
This is it's pretty pathetic, Tucker. It's on
Also,
the
choose
level of
Reyes.
pathetic
Just
stuff
do it.
You've done. This is pretty pathetic.
Just go with Reyes. Just do it.
So here's what happened on that decision, and this actually made me not like the decision. So they face off in the duel, right? And then
Yeah.
instead of actually like really choosing one or the other, Reyes tries to shoot Sloane Kelly in the back. So like I instinctively like, no, you can't shoot someone in the back, and that was it. That was my decision. I had no choice
Yeah, you
to go
didn't know
back.
that you were making a decision when you did that, did you? Yeah,
which
I
is
kinda
which
feel
is
the same about
stupid.
that, but
which is because I wanted to shoot Sloane Kelly in the face.
you wanted to have like that decision in your control.
I could have
versus
just
his
come in
control.
like, okay, you're dead. Bam, there. Go ahead and do what you want, you creepy charlatan dude. Like I unfortunately had to slide with Sloane Kelly, and I didn't mean to, and I couldn't even take it back. Like I would have shot them both probably, and then I would have.
So
ruled it.
on your next playthrough, do you think you'll pick Reyes
Yeah,
instead
no.
of Sloane?
Next play. This is the first playthrough thing, right? It's more
Oh,
fun.
I
than the
thought
first
this was like
playthrough.
your the decision you'll make no matter what.
No,
like,
no,
which
no,
one
no.
you believe in, you know?
It's more fun to go with the first time around.
Okay, well, how about
Yeah,
you do
if-
like
if
your
I
first
had a-
time around, and then which
if I had
decision
a
you actually
choice-
prefer?
I
about
probably go with Reyes because there's more there. Sloane Kelly is like an awful human being in the game. Apparently, She's got
Reyes-
more personality in the book, which I'm getting
She has
to.
more personality in the book, yeah,
But-
but she also has a lot in the book dedicated to her. I think that Reyes is a better leader because he actually kind of like cares about his people, versus Sloane is more.
I still think you could have
herself.
killed everybody and just taken over, saying you guys are back in the initiative now. No, seriously, because like you're like everyone's like, oh, this is so scummy and awful, and you're like, but we need their connections. What connections? They have nothing. They have a bunch. It's like they're like a cesspool. You don't need shit from them. Anyway,
So I obviously chose my Space Bay Reyes Vidal, not only because he was my Space Bay. I always choose him because I think he is the better choice because he actually kind of like cares about people a little bit, and also he gets shit done. Like he gets shit done.
is there
It
a
may be
benefit?
very
to,
shady ways, but he gets shit done.
Is there a benefit to picking Sloane Kelly at all? Like, is there any positive reason to do that other than potentially not liking Reyes?
Other than if you like her, I don't think there's any like. Not that we're told. I don't recall because I've chosen her once, and I had to shoot Reyes, and it was a very traumatic experience for me. But I needed to know what happened.
You shot him, right?
It was for science.
He's
okay?
he's totally good though, right? You shot him. He's like, whatever.
Like it's set up to where it's kind of like, dude, that wasn't cool, yo. But like,
In the book, it says that when Venturev is executed, if you accept Sloane Kelly, that Venturev is executed. Sloane and
Tucker,
Reyes
this
have-
is like literally the beginning of the plot that you're reading. This has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Tucker, you're not. Tucker, you're
Tucker,
not allowed.
shut
to,
up.
Tucker, you're not allowed to talk for the remainder of this Reyes conversation.
You are exiled from the Nexus temporarily.
I got a good. I got a
alright.
good poll, by the way, that you can come back in. I think we're going to do this poll. I wasn't
Okay.
sure, but now I'm coming back to it. Tease poll coming up. So we've discussed the Reyes thing, right? I mean, Reyes is probably the way to go. These decisions
Yeah.
are too easy, and they're not really decisions.
There's a few decisions that I was torn on. We haven't gotten to those yet.
All right,
We're
let's get
still
to those though.
Let's get
then.
to those. Okay,
Let's go.
So it happens to actually be the next decision, the one I was kind of torn on. Did you save Pathfinder Reka, or did you save Drax Krogan Scouts on the Ket ship?
I feel like this was actually the best choice in the game.
Really?
Really? I was most torn on this choice, but I felt like it
Why?
made like the least
Well, I just
difference.
feel like this was really the only choice where I sat down and went, all right, which
Oh,
one
yeah.
am I going to go?
That's the one I did too. Because in one hand, you have like the most adorable Solarian ever, and then you have Krogan, who are
Not just
fucking
that, but
awesome.
it's the Pathfinder.
I know, and
That's
it's the
the-
most adorable Solarian ever. You just were like so cute. You just oh my god, love it.
I saved her because that's a Pathfinder, then a few Krogan.
Yeah, that's what they make such a big deal of, like, oh, the Pathfinder's so awesome and so important and so special, but there's these two Krogan that are over here.
It's actually like 5, but you know.
Oh no, it's like 10 Krogan, but you're like, it's the Pathfinder. I thought the Pathfinder was important.
I'm like, it's
makes
10
it-
Krogan. There's probably like
that
a
should make it a
lot more
slam
Krogan.
dunk, right? It should be a
Yeah.
slam dunk at that point.
But
You
then
saved the
like it's
Pathfinder.
Krogan though.
But I thought the Pathfinder was all super important and stuff.
But
Because they talk about how
really
awesome the
feel-
Pathfinder and how the Pathfinder saves everybody, and like even though like you're Ryder and you just became the Pathfinder, they're unnecessarily like unreasonably confident in you in doing the impossible. So apparently,
it's because you
being
have
a Pathfinder-
magical brain powers.
So save the Pathfinder because they have magical Solarian brain powers.
I also feel like with Reka, that's the only original Pathfinder that's still alive.
And also, in terms of narrative setup, the way it's set up is very much Reka leaning, because pretty early on in that arc, that like mission, you meet Reka and you kind of work with Reka throughout the mission. So Reka's kind of woven in throughout that story. And then you don't find out that there's Krogan there until literally when you have to make that decision. It's like, oh, by the way, Krogan. What do you want to do?
Does Reka die if you don't pick her?
Yes.
Okay, because I'm looking at the book and Reka dying
Put
is
the
not
book
there.
down. Put the book down. You can't lean on the book because you didn't play the game, Tucker. Holy shit!
No, this is the parts that he did play though, so he can look.
I
at
don't
the book.
care. So
I
thought
I honestly am a little bit disappointed though, Tucker. Like I thought with Mass Effect, because you're so passionate
you'd
about
play
Mass
it.
Effect, you were gonna like do everything.
Yeah,
but you literally dropped like the best plot line in the entire game.
I mean, we can make fun of you for it, but it's actually pretty pathetic.
I have played. I think with my current thing, I think I have about over 100 hours in campaign.
What did you do then in those 100 hours?
I do not believe you.
I did a shit ton.
I don't believe you.
Stuff.
I don't believe you. I think you just drove around in the Mako and shit for like at least like 80 of those hours. If you didn't do like the best plot in the entire game.
All right.
Well, I did 100% of all of the planets except for Kadara.
Well, then I guess we know where your problem is.
I have not been spending time on Kadara.
So I maintain that was a really lame decision because they build up the Pathfinder.
Yeah, they build
so
up
much.
Reka so much where they should have had the Krogan scouts be in, like maybe like more involved in the mission. Like maybe like you find them in the room and then they kind of help you along the way and stuff. So you have like an attachment to them. So then when you have that choice, you're actually like, oh my god, Reka's cool. Oh my god, I know the Krogan scouts too. But instead it's like Reka, super best friend, Pathfinder, versus like these random Krogan that suddenly are a part of the equation.
BioFan, you ended up playing it like all the way through on both of them, right? I keep on screwing around in multiplayer, which is my issue.
I've played. I'm on my 4th playthrough now, so I've made all the choices possible. I've done every choice.
So if you save the Krogan,
what happens is if you save the Krogan, Reka dies, and you get like this old man Solarian Pathfinder who's like, I've not done the training yet, and you're like, okay. Great choice I made there. So like rookie Solarian Pathfinder, okay, but he literally does the exact same things that Reka does. It's just that Reka is a lot more entertaining and more adorable. And like at a later decision we'll talk about, he also replaces Reka there. He basically is just like a male, less adorable Reka that does the exact same things.
Like an old man version of Reka?
Yeah, basically. And then if you save Reka, then Drac is super butthurt for a while, but then he can get over it.
He gets over it pretty quick.
He gets over it decently quick.
It seems like if you piss off any squad mate,
they get over it pretty quick.
You have the chance to make amends. But so the thing is that if you do save Reka, there is a scene, I think it's either post-ending or near the end, like near the end if you've done a bunch of Drac stuff, that you will be invited to go to Kesh's apartment where you'll find her and Vorn's babies in an incubator. And it's super cute, but you don't actually see them. But you get to be the godmother or godfather to some of the brood, and it's kind of cool. If you let Reka die, you get to be a godparent, is essentially the repercussion.
Huh.
Well, also you have to like do Drac's loyalty and like stuff, but I assume almost everybody does that because Drac's cool. So if you do Drac's loyalty stuff,
Tucker probably didn't do it,
and deal with Spender, and you let Reka die because that's awful, then you can become a godparent to some Krogan brood. Okay. So that's the real repercussion.
That's something. That's universe changing, really.
Kind of. I still think that like the Krogan should have been involved in the mission instead of just tacked on at the very end.
Like, man, they talk about how awesome the Pathfinder are like all game long, so I made that decision pretty easy for me because they told me to.
I mean,
Reka was adorable, so it kind of made that decision easy for me too.
It feels like it's a very obvious choice to pick, though.
The first time I did it, though, at the preview, I chose the Krogan because I was like, oh, Krogan. But I also couldn't hear Reka's dialogue very well because my volume was put down low and I didn't know it yet. So I didn't have like a full experience. But
all right, well, let's go to the next decisions.
Okay. So next decision is, did you ally with the Krogan or keep the remnant tech thingamajig for yourself?
I allied with them. I don't feel like that did anything for me.
I know that if you ally with them, then or if you keep the remnant tech, that you cannot fight the architect on Eladon.
So you can't fight the architect if you don't give them the remnant thing. You can't put your outpost there if you don't give them the remnant thing. Also, if you ally with them, they do show up in the final battle. If you keep the remnant if you keep the remnant tech, but save the Krogan over Reka, then I think it's Drax scouts that show up for the final mission. I may be wrong, but I think that's it.
Wait, I'm trying to remember. Wasn't it actually Drax scouts that are on the Archon ship?
Yeah, it's Drax scouts that are on the Archon ship.
Yeah.
He says it like, Ryder, my scouts! And you're like, have to save them. I think that was a pretty decent Drax interpretation.
But you're still going with Reka.
I mean, like, Reka's adorable. You get, like... Reka versus old man Solarian dude. Like, Reka is such a stronger character.
Hold on, we already talked about that for a while.
Okay.
So is there any positive to not giving anything to the Krogan or not allying with the Krogan?
I mean, kind of being an asshole to the Krogan.
That's
we
the
create
positive?
a Krogan sovereign nation.
Is that?
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing because we don't know yet.
It's
just outpost or no outpost. I think it's a pretty weak decision.
Yeah.
Oh, there is one more thing that happens. I think if you create the Krogan sovereign nation, it affects a later choice that I'll get to when we get to that choice.
All right, let's get to that choice. Let's go.
Okay, so in the loyalty missions, like with PB, for example, did you save the remnant thing or let her ex-girlfriend die?
Oh, I shot at her ex-girlfriend out of spite.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, totally.
Well, no, isn't it opposite of what you just said? You said save the remnant thing or let her girlfriend die. Isn't that the same thing? Because I thought the option was to save.
Did you save her girlfriend?
Yeah.
You see, I always just choose to let her die, so, sorry. But, so did you save her girlfriend or save the remnant thing?
I was romancing PB. I was worried that if I killed the girlfriend because PB was so on, like, we'll need to save her. Mm-hmm. I was worried that if I did kill her, that PB would not romance me.
Way to think with your penis.
Right?
It actually doesn't matter. She'll still romance you either way.
Ah, damn it.
She's kind of like, Ryder, that was weird.
She's like, I shot at her friend, and she is like, oh, you're still a good pal. And I was like, oh my God, PB.
I was like, okay.
What the hell?
This is kind of not what I expected.
Again, with the feeling of choices don't do much.
Okay, let me think. So Cora, on Cora's mission, or actually, wait, no, that's going to be a part of the Pathfinder team point I have. So let's see. So there's not really a choice on Liam's, I don't think.
What about Jaal? Did you
shoot his brother or did you not shoot his brother? There's only one correct choice. Tucker, did you mess up?
That's not his brother.
It's not his brother.
Oh, I thought it was his brother.
No.
It's not his brother?
No, his brother's earlier on in the mission.
It's some dude that he knows really well.
Oh, okay. Okay, his rival. Did you shoot his rival or did you not shoot his rival? There's
they
only
were
one
friends.
correct choice.
I shot his rival.
You done fucked up.
Yeah.
I did. I fucked up as soon as I panicked. I panicked.
Panicked like, oh my God! It says it prompted me to press a button. I gotta press it.
It was like I was like, he doesn't want me to, but he's gonna shoot him. He's gonna shoot him, and I pressed it.
That whole quest, Jaal emphasizes to you, do not shoot him, whatever you do. So I was like, okay, sure, this is your mission.
Yeah.
I'll do what you want.
I was able to not press the button.
Mm-hmm. I went back and pressed the button afterward to see what would happen. I was like, I made the right decision. I mean, you don't see the impact, but it makes an impact off screen of that the Rokar seriously diminish in numbers because they're like, well, this Pathfinder dude not that bad, so.
Yeah, so it's a decision that has like one way to go.
You either give Jaal a sexy ass scar or you don't give Jaal a sexy ass scar. Is essentially what the repercussions are.
Are you a Krogan
so changing
female?
Character model.
I just happen to have appreciation for scars.
Scars, yeah.
In certain places. So.
Some women find facial scars attractive. Mind you, most of those women are Krogan.
I think that is a very nice scar. I like that scar. Okay. What other loyalty missions? I don't think you make a choice on Vetras.
Wasn't there to have her have faith in her sister or something?
I always just have her have faith in her sister. I didn't think that was a decision. That's a decision?
You can't go over like every single dialogue decision, man. This.
Well, no. I thought that was like at the end, like Vetra talks to her sister and she's like, either ream into her or, she was trying to help.
But that. Yeah,
I always tell her like take it easy on her. I didn't think that was an actual like decision that actually did things.
It might be, but we're gonna skip over that one.
Yeah,
and then do you make a decision in Drax? Oh, whether to kill the dude or drop him. Do you drop the dude and kill him, or do you like take him into custody?
I probably should have dropped him because I think that would be more fun. But
I dropped because of trailer.
At first, I brought him in because I thought that something would happen, but apparently nothing actually makes any difference with that. So now, forevermore, I shall drop him because it's cool as fuck.
I usually go with like the default of saving people because they could come back and do something later.
Well, but, I mean, yeah, if a possible sequel happens, then you can change your choice later.
Yeah.
I think that's all the loyalty missions with decisions, right? Aside from Chorus that we'll save. I think that's all of them.
Save stuff.
Did Liam's have a choice?
I don't think it did. I don't recall it having a choice. It was fun. It was one of my favorite ones, actually. I wasn't expecting it to be like that enjoyable. Like I was like, okay, time for Liam's loyalty mission now. Here we go. But I was pleasantly surprised. It was fun. So your Pathfinder team. Who is on your Pathfinder team? So you got Reika, obviously, because that is the correct choice, because Reika is awesome. But who is your Asari Pathfinder? And did you make there be a Turian Pathfinder?
You're kind of skipping along.
I made the Turian guy the Pathfinder.
Okay. You made the Turian guy, okay.
It really seemed like the only choice again.
You kept him. That
well, it seemed like, this is the only real choice. That the other thing is not, it's an option, but it's not really one you're going to pick.
Yeah, it's not one that you're like tempted to pick. Like, ooh, should I leave there be no Pathfinder?
Yeah,
for the Turians.
Really,
it's like it's an option, but it's not really a choice. Ividus, I think, is actually pretty cool. I like kind of actually really want to romance him down the line one day. Just saying, when like he gets over his relationship healing stuff, I think he'd be a cool romance. Just throwing it out there. I like him. He's cool. He's the only like gay male Turian we've ever really experienced, and I think he's pretty cool. So, just saying.
Yeah, that was kind of an interesting little thing.
Mm-hmm. I like how they did that. Like, there were a lot of NPCs in the world just happened to be LGBT, and I really like how they did that. It really made it seem like in the past they didn't really do that as much, but in this game, like, it wasn't in your face, but it was there. It was around. It was really cool, and I found a lot of value in seeing that. I thought Avidus was really cool, and I want him down the line to be around more. Just saying. So really, I guess the only real choice here is, did you pick Nassar? What's her name? Did you pick the Asari who was already Pathfinder, or did you pick the rookie girl to be the Pathfinder?
No, I kept the same lady and didn't sell her out. Although I figured continuity. I didn't really care about that decision.
Tucker, what did you do?
I kept Sarissa secret.
Okay. What I did is I kept Sarissa's Pathfinder, but I made her tell the truth about what she did. It actually, like, she actually is kind of glad that you do that later, because she's like, I'm going to prove myself as a person and someone that they actually deserve to think is a cool person and a hero. So, like, I think that choice actually turns out pretty well. And then the Asari know the truth. So I think morally that turns out best. Also, I think she's way more qualified to be Pathfinder. Like, the other Asari doesn't seem like she really knows what she's doing versus...
Like, really doesn't know. And she's
really doesn't know what she's doing. Versus the Asari that was already Pathfinder. Like, she's very experienced. She wrote war manuals. She knows what's up.
I felt like keeping her secret just because right at the moment, because shit was still kind of going down when I did this, that really I didn't need more chaos going on. I felt like it would just, story-wise, it was better to contain a mess.
You didn't want to stir the pot anymore?
Yeah.
Although, it apparently doesn't do anything.
Apparently, yeah.
There's some choice if you make regarding like her position, and if you tell or something to where if you make her Pathfinder, she won't show up in the end.
If you keep her secret, she shows up at the end. But that's again.
Well, I told her secret and kept her Pathfinder, and she still showed up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought she doesn't show up at the end if you kind of.
There's something you do where she doesn't show up. I forget what it is, but I told her secret and she shows up. But maybe I told her secret and then like supported her or something. Like,
well, I'm guessing the thing is she doesn't show up if Vidaria is.
Yeah, but there is a choice you make where I think no Asari shows up. I'm not really sure. But then I guess everybody kept Dunn alive. Is that true here? Everybody
You
kept Dunn
keep
from
her
dying?
alive if you have all 3 Pathfinders.
If you have
if you
3
don't have all 3
Pathfinders,
Pathfinders, she dies.
You're good to go. I assume we all had 3 Pathfinders.
So that's not a decision. That's an outcome.
That's an option, technically.
Outcome of
I mean,
decisions.
Yeah, I wouldn't consider that a decision because you're not making the choice, but it is based on the outcome of choices.
So
You like keep all the Pathfinders like screw you, done. That's like right. That's not a decision.
okay, so and also, so your sibling, when they're in the coma, did you choose to tell them the truth or lie to them?
Oh, I told them the truth.
I told
Yeah,
him
I
the
did
truth,
too. Yeah,
This is,
I told her about like, oh yeah, Dad died, and she's like, oh no, and everything. It's like I could hit her with more bad news. Oh yeah, the place we landed on shit. I was like,
the
yeah, I
outcome's a
already
lot
told.
better. Granted, you
Is it
can
like-
resolve lying to your sibling just by hugging them, so it's not really.
I
that big of a
gotta be
difference.
going over the decisions like this one by one has me really disappointed.
But I really want to quickly go over though is that I told her the bad news about the dad, and I was like, well, telling her about the land, the Andromeda galaxy, that's not as bad as the dad dying. So I already ripped that Band-Aid off. Let's throw this one on too.
Okay. So then, kind of the last decision you can make in the game.
Kill the
is
Archon.
That's not really a decision.
What?
You do it anyway. There's no other choice. The Archon always dies.
Spoilers.
I do think though, even with the choices not feeling like they did much, I fucking loved the ending of this game.
Yeah, I was kind of like, there's a lot that I find that I will critique, but at the same time, like, that was a good ending. Like, it somehow, even though it has kind of broken pieces and things in places, like, it's still a great ending. I was really
And
pleasantly
Meridian
surprised.
was beautiful.
Meridian was dope as
huge
fuck.
shout out to the artist that worked on that.
I loved Meridian. So the last decision you make in the game on Meridian, who did you pick for your interim ambassador? Did you pick what's his name,
Maka.
Bradley? Did you pick the Solarian Pathfinder? Did you pick
Tucker, did you say Jacob?
No, I said Mika.
Okay.
Who's Maka?
Mika. But what?
Who?
Who?
What am I doing?
Who?
Did you play the game, Tucker? Oh my God!
Did you play the game after the credits?
Yes.
You said that with a question mark at the end of yes. There was a rising intonation. Are you sure you played the game after the end credits?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I beat the game and then I started 100% of the planets.
But you
Okay.
didn't 100% the plans. You started playing.
You did
RuneScape
not
instead.
100% the planets, you lying sack of shit.
Why don't you start RuneScape follower already, dude? Damn.
I don't think that would do too well.
It would get 1 view per video, and it would be you.
So anyway, so it's Bradley, or it's the Solarian Pathfinder, or it's Morda.
That's the person I was saying.
Reika, not Mika. Reika.
I thought it was.
Reika.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, and then there's another one.
The
Who am I
Moshai.
missing? Moshai. Got you. So you have those 4 choices. Who do you think is the right choice?
Impossible to say, right?
It's in the book. It says there's 5 choices.
There's only 4. Well, okay, the 5th
fuck?
one is the other Solarian Pathfinder.
Oh,
If
yeah, I guess that
Reika's
doesn't
dead,
count.
the other Solarian Pathfinder takes her slot. So did you pick this? So that's why I said Solarian Pathfinder.
I picked the Moshai
Okay.
because everyone's
I
like,
think that's a pretty good choice.
everybody's in love with her. So I'm like, all right, cool.
And she represents the Angara, who this
yeah,
cluster is kind of their home. So the voice of the cluster
yeah.
should probably be her. And she is a very good leader too. Like she knows how to work a crowd. So that's cool. The one person I think is not a good choice is actually Bradley. Because if you go talk to him after you pick him, he's like, "Why did you give me this job? I do not want this job."
Yeah,
Why?
I just
not
I
cool
feel like
decision.
he was
I
doing
don't want
well.
this.
Like there are people that do well that are ruling a small thing, but when they get into a bigger position, they will not do well.
He didn't want the job. He didn't want to try and do good with the job. So I feel like he's the worst decision out of the bunch.
If you pick Anderson though as the counselor,
He doesn't
In
want
the
the
original-
job.
he doesn't want
but
the job
he still
either?
tries to do the best job.
Yeah,
versus
but let's be
Bradley
honest,
is just
Anderson
like,
is still a better
why?
choice than Udina.
Like,
Even though he
Except-
doesn't want it.
except
in-
they kind
in
of
a lot of
negate
those-
your choice. But
I mean, we're complaining about how the decisions don't do anything. In a lot of the original trilogy, the decisions do little tiny things.
Well, I mean, how about the fact that no matter what your choice in Mass Effect 3, then fuck you, Udina's
Udina ends up back. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, but it changes for Mass Effect 2. But so I think that Reika's a decent choice because she's a Ket expert and she's studying the Ket and stuff, and that's kind of an issue at the moment. Morta, I actually think is even though I hate her as a person, I actually think she's not a bad choice. Kesh really likes it if you do that choice, and she's like, finally, the crow can have a voice. So I think that she's actually not the worst choice. Bradley's definitely the worst choice. Moshai, great choice.
I want to know why the Moshai got angry that I didn't pick her.
Because she's like, this is our home, and you picked someone that isn't us to represent us.
We're doing an ambassador of the Nexus. We're not doing the
No,
ambassador
it's not an
of the
ambassador of the
Andromeda
Nexus. It's ambassador of Helios to the Nexus. It's an ambassador of Helios to the Nexus.
I thought the choice was who are we picking as the ambassador of like the Nexus of like the Milky Way races.
No,
so I was
it's
like,
the
oh, yeah, that's
ambassador.
hilarious.
Did you play this game, Tucker?
I did.
I don't think so. I think you're straight up lying. I think you read this game guide and then just, went from there.
I did the cliff notes of the game.
That's what I think you did. I don't think you really played this game. It's a conspiracy theory. So, I I'm torn between like the Moshai and Reika. I think Moshai is technically like the right choice, so I guess I'm gonna go Moshai.
Okay, so you're still going with like your perfect choice all the way through.
Because I've played it like 4 or 5 times
Yeah.
now. So,
Well, those were decisions, I guess.
yep.
Yep. This segment did not work nearly as well as I thought it would because I just got more and more disappointed as the decisions came up.
Yeah, I have a lot of issues with the crit path of this game. The writing is not the best that BioWare has done, to say the least. Not horrible, but still just
It's
kind of
just-
a letdown compared to what they've done in the past.
It's still very open-ended, and you can tell they want to do more with it, and they don't want to, push
How
anything
about-
off. And
How about the
whatever.
choice that's been kind of pissing off fans, or at least early on when the game came out, is the murderer guy. Did you exile him, or did you let him stay?
Oh, that one. Okay. You mean the Turian on the Nexus who attempted
Yeah.
to kill another Turian, but he missed, but a Ket shot him at the same time?
You know,
So
that
it
was
looked
like a really, really side mission, right?
That was like super
Well, yeah,
side.
but that was a choice that
That actually was
It
one of the
really
more
upset
like
some fans.
morally hard choices, and it like these side missions in this game had
that was
harder
not
moral
morally
decisions
wrong.
than the
That
crit
is still
path.
attempted murder. I don't care if he didn't kill the person; he still attempted to kill him. He
Yeah.
still get exiled.
Well,
He's still guilty of committing a crime.
I went bottom line. He didn't actually kill him, but
He
I
would
didn't
have
like
if he
it.
hit him, though. Is the thing is he still attempted to kill him.
I know
That's why I
it's a
chose
hard
exile
decision,
easily.
but he technically there's the evidence that he didn't actually kill him.
No, but there's evidence he shot. He even admitted
I was
that he
too
shot.
legally minded with this decision. Either is not a bad decision. There is no right decision here. I like those kind of choices. Unfortunately, they were only present in like the side quests and not the crit path, which is really unfortunate.
I was gonna go on a tangent. I guess, man, there's it's in the codex in the original trilogy that Turians will confess to murders if they're caught because they like to tell the truth. That's in the codex.
Oh,
That dude did not confess. It was like
Interesting.
totally un-Turian. In fact, there's a little things like for some reason the Turians like siblings do not have the same face paint on, even though they're supposed to be clan
even
face
though
paint.
in lore they're supposed to have family markings. Yeah, I've heard about
even
that.
Garrus's dad has completely different. He has the same voice. It's the same voice.
It's the same voice actor.
Face paint.
Yeah.
What? Anyway, yeah.
Another one is on Vold, the ancient AI thing. Did you destroy it or did you keep it alive?
I kept it alive. I was like, one Angara, this cool AI thing that may come in hand later. I'm gonna pick the AI.
Yeah, I kept it alive. But did you keep it, or did you give it to the Angarans, or did you put it on the Nexus?
It makes really... so the only repercussion that happens from that is I think you get a few extra Angara that help you during the end mission. But I think that I assumed, like, okay, if this AI decision comes in hand in the next game, I think that you'll get more out of it if you put her with Sam. Because Sam and her can actually communicate or something.
Yeah, I'm going with these decisions aren't going to matter.
I feel like that one might matter later on because of how multi-choice that one was.
Oh, they could make it matter. Game. All right, I'm going to wrap this discussion up because I've been kind of disappointed in it. We're going to go on to the polls. We do polls.
We do a poll? What?
Yeah, we do polls. A couple weeks ago in this show, we lost half of our last show. But we asked who your favorite Krogan squad mate was in the Mass Effect series between Rex, Grunt, and Drac. Rex ended up with 44% of the votes. Drac had 29. Grunt had 27. That's almost 1,300 votes.
So Drac beat Grunt.
Drac beat Grunt by a couple votes, yeah.
Interesting.
I thought that Grunt would win just because I feel like people love Grunt because of his adorableness.
I picked Grunt. Yeah, I'm a little surprised there. But Rex, you can see Rex winning easily. But last week, the discussion that you didn't get to hear, we asked which of these DLC storyline ideas are you most interested in? We have the Benefactor plotline, the Quarian arc, some Reyes-centric DLC, or more from the Ryder family. And this might be our most skewed poll that we've ever done, actually.
Yeah, I think it actually is, because the Quarians are a big deal.
Yeah, the Quarian people want to see the Quarians,
but like it really skews the poll.
It's 63%. People pick Quarians, want to see the Quarian arc. That's almost like 2/3 of the people picking.
That was the one I said.
Yeah, and that's actually like out of those 4,
it's the most likely.
I maintain that's the one that I'm least interested in.
Really?
Yeah, unless, and this is probably what they're going to have to do with it anyway. And if they don't do this, I'm going to be upset. They get more into like the Jardin or some other race. Whoever's attacking the Quarians is someone interesting.
Or the originators of the Scourge.
That would be big. I would like
that. The way that they won is in order that I think the DLC is actually going to be released. If those are like the plot lines.
You think that the Reyes-centric DLC is going to be the final DLC,
No,
Tucker?
I don't think that's happening.
Yeah.
The Reyes is not happening.
You think the Ryder family storyline is going to be the final DLCs, Tucker?
Yes.
Okay.
I could easily
see that.
They could combine some of these two. I mean, you could squeeze in the
Ryder
family
and the Benefactor could be combined. I actually see that being a strong possibility if they're going to do either of those.
Because like they are very interesting, but how well could it hold up solo on its own?
I think that if they combined those, it actually would be a pretty interesting DLC. Doing the Benefactor and the Ryder family together.
I feel like the family one might be able to hold up on its own.
I don't think it would be able to hold up on its own.
Having the addition of the Benefactor would...
Yeah, it depends. You could squeeze in some of these in some places, including combine the Reyes-centric DLC and the Ryder family storyline, or combine Reyes with the Benefactor, or all that kind of stuff. So
you see where I think Reyes could come in the future in general is his connection to the Resistance and fighting the Ket, because he was working with the Resistance, with the Angaran Resistance. So I think maybe he could come in the future some way through that.
Again, I feel like there's not going to be a DLC focused around Reyes.
Play Kadara.
I agree with Tucker though.
From what I've been understanding, the choice is either he is running Kadara or he is in hiding. Those are two very
that makes it difficult.
I mean,
it makes it very difficult.
It's still easily possible to have him appear.
Not easily possible. It's still possible, but it's not easily possible.
I think it's a whole lot easier than you.
Anyway,
but I also don't think that Reyes will be a DLC. I think that he'll be next game squad mate.
I think
if I have my way.
Based on the percentage, like 7% of these people picked Reyes. That's really low.
Also,
1,400.
Okay.
I mean, I don't even think Reyes will be a squad mate in the next game.
Tucker, shut up, play Kadara.
Branching choices like that.
Minius.
Yeah.
Minius.
Yeah. Spit it out, dude.
Reyes has 7%. The next highest is Ryder Family Storyline with only 12%.
Twice as much,
then 18% is the next one. The Quarians have a ridiculous skew on this poll.
So, but basically, you're you're equivalent, like, those aren't 5 points. That's pretty much twice as many people voted for it.
Yeah.
Or 3 times as many. I mean, it got crushed, dude. It got crushed.
I don't care that it got crushed. I'm just saying that
I maintain. I did this even get on the show because we got cut off?
We got cut off.
If you're a straight male, you really don't care that much about Reyes at all.
I know plenty of heterosexual men that very much thought Reyes was awesome.
I think you're I haven't talked with anybody like
again, I just don't
you don't count, Tucker. You do not count.
I will not do that mission out of spite.
That's fine. You run a Mass Effect channel. Enjoy not playing the game. This is this week's poll. This one's easy now because Tucker's made it really easy. This week's Mass Effect Andromeda poll: Tucker should jump in a lake, be promoted, light himself on fire, or dance. You guys cool with that?
Sure. I'm kind of not sure where that came from, but sure.
That came from you not playing the fucking game. It's a Mass Effect game.
I just haven't done that.
No, you didn't play the game.
You didn't play the best storyline in the entire. It's like literally. It's like It's like you may as well have not done the ending.
I am very doubtful that the Kadara thing is as impactful as the ending.
It's actually more. I think it's more impactful because it's more interesting.
It's more interesting than the ending.
That's okay. You guys cool with that poll?
Yeah, Hold on 1 second. I'm typing it up.
I'm pretty sure dance is gonna win, but I want to know. I want to know how many people would like you to light yourself on fire.
That was going to be kind of weird. That option.
I mean, jump in a lake. That's not really like malicious.
So weekly Andromenerds poll: Tucker should ... jump in a lake, be promoted, light himself on fire, dance. Are we good?
Yes.
So Battlefront 2 had a trailer. It was fucking awesome.
Finish playing Mass Effect first, dude.
That game's not coming out for like until next year.
Yeah. So you should get on finishing Mass Effect Andromeda. Now.
I'm just kind of sitting here watching a gif of an armadillo pop into a little ball.
That surprises me in no way. So 2 people that are not us have voted so far.
Ah, okay, now I'm seeing some stuff.
So far, you're tied at promoted and lighting yourself on fire. I'm guessing one of us voted for dance.
Because I see 18 votes. I see
is it 18
tied
now?
between
I'm at
be
5.
promoted and dance.
Okay, so it's changed.
It's more positive than I expected.
It's surprisingly positive. Granted, they don't know what you've done. Minius made me take that out of the poll.
Yeah, well, it gets too confusing.
They don't know what you've done, Tucker. They don't know how you've failed us all.
Really? It's just one mission I haven't done.
It is not one mission.
It
is the best plot line of the entire game.
Well, I've kind of ignored Kadara.
The best plot line of the entire
questions.
game.
Is there anything I should know?
There are new messages at your private terminal.
That's right.
Yeah.
What's up, Tucker? What we got?
All right. The first question is from Bobito, and a quick shout out to him. He's been drawing some awesome comics.
He's been doing great art.
He really has. Which, by the way, I want to point out, I love that my armor or my logo thing is a train being derailed.
It is the most perfect thing for you.
All right, so his question is, do you feel like BioWare's recent shift to open-world games with a lot of time-consuming exploration and side quests created a lack of focus on the main story for their games?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a great follow-up for what our entire topic was.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
And
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the open world, but for what was lost to have that open world in the game like it was, I just think that what I want is, excluding the ending, Mass Effect 3 style pacing progression and plot progression of big main mission, catch up with your squad if you want to, maybe go do a thing here or there, big main mission, mission.
I feel like one of the
squad, do a thing here or there if you want.
I feel like one of the best missions in the game was the side mission of finding your father's memories.
That's okay.
No, the result of finding him was fun. How you go about finding him was stupid.
Oh, well, I'm meaning like the story that brought.
Okay. Like, what if what if instead, after every, like, crit path mission, Sam was like, I've decoded another memory, and then you could go see a new memory after, every crit path mission.
I would have preferred that.
Yeah, see? There you go. Solution. Boom.
Yeah. But it's... I like open world games a lot, but people want BioWare games for the plot, and
people...
I think it's pretty freaking clear that it damages the plot.
People play BioWare games for the story.
On the entire opposite spectra, I don't know if you guys ever played a game called Mafia 2.
No, I was too busy playing Mass Effect Andromeda.
I was too busy doing
Play the game you're supposed to cover.
Mafia 2 is an open world game that has no side missions. It's only main missions.
Okay.
And I feel like that felt lacking with the side mission. Like
that's open world's fine, but like
you need to fill the world with fun stuff.
It should really be like 35% side missions and then 65% main story is where like focus should be, or wow moments.
I like that. I like that ratio. I think that's good. Like, I think that, what would you say? There's maybe 10 hour of crit path in the game.
Is it that much? No, I'm serious.
I'm not saying just the cutscenes. I'm meaning like you playing the mission itself, like 10 hours of crit path.
I guess.
Versus I think the average to get most everything is like 60 something hours is the average. So that would be like, so 1/6 of the game is crit path main mission story. Kind of, which is really disappointing to me.
I still think, I don't think the open world format works with a really well told story.
Yeah, I think it.
I don't think it works.
You
I appreciate them trying
so much
it. To be honest,
yeah.
I mean, it's cool to go
I appreciate
after
the work.
stuff.
Like, I thought the open world was really well done, but I just think that you either need to have a much thicker ratio on the story end of story to open world, or you need to just focus on the story and not so much the open world, and have the open world be kind of like an optional thing, more like kind of like Mass Effect 1 maybe put more things in it, but have like the crit path be the focus of the game. Because I feel like the open world was the focus of Mass Effect Andromeda, which really, really hit it in a lot of painful places. And really messed up the pacing and... yeah.
All right, what else do we got?
All right, Bob Frank asks, what are your favorite ability combos?
Charge and Nova. I call it the BioFan Biotic Beatdown.
No, that's so just a Vanguard.
Well, you know what? It's fun. I give it a name if I want to.
You don't get to name it after yourself when it's been in the series for 5 years.
I'll call it what I want to.
That's cool. I like things that blow up. So any combination of things that you can blow things up, like putting together Incinerate and Overload, or different biotics that blow things up. That's correct.
Can I pull a Tucker and share something fun that only semi relates to this topic?
Sure.
So I crafted a gun recently that fires sticky grenades instead of bullets, and oh my god, it's so much fun. Fire. Yeah.
Explosions, yeah. I'll go with any combination of Incinerate and Overload because I like that stuff. But also the Singularity, Lance, and Throw combination is fun too.
With single player, I've been doing just a mix match of a bunch of abilities, but definitely with multiplayer, I love priming people with Energy Drain and hitting them with Throw.
Priming them with Energy Drain, so you gotta level it up then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that seems unnecessary, but cool.
Well, I mean, because it sets them up, and then you could hit them with Throw, it causes the explosion, and then there's the electrical discharge
stun form
on the ground.
Yeah. Anything that leads to explosions is fun.
And it's just fun.
Yeah.
So it looks like Dancing Tucker is very much going to win this poll, I think.
That was my expectation. I assumed that was going to win. I did not expect, there's probably, what is it? Only 37% of the people have a negative response to this question. That's impressive.
They do not know what has just occurred.
I really don't think that it's as big of a deal as what you guys are saying.
You haven't played Game Term!
It actually is, Tucker. It's pretty bad. All right, one more question.
All right, this is from Makuda98, and this is something that has actually kind of bothered me after with the epilogue and everything. Is what the hell happens to your sibling when you leave the Hyperion after the epilogue?
I think we talked about this in the lost part of the show. Yeah, I have no clue, man. Where'd they go?
I have an interesting idea.
Sure.
What if the benefactor kidnapped them? Dun,
No.
dun, dun.
Don't set up more plot lines that you don't finish. Stop doing that.
I want the entire Benefactor DLC to end without you finishing it, really. Without the story being
Tucker,
finished.
no. Jump in a lake.
I think that might lead to like a 2 or 3 hour rant online that I'll have to record. I'll be really upset about that.
And it'd be the Andromenerds episode.
Yeah. Just be me yelling for like a long time. Just stop setting up stuff and not finishing it. I assume
agree
the
with
real
you. Like
reason
your
is they
video
forgot
that
to
you
put...
recently put out, I'm going to plug your video so that you don't look like a douche plugging your own video. So I'm going to do it for you because it was a really good video. But the video you put out about the two main things that really hurt Mass Effect Andromeda, when you talked about the unfinished plot lines and how the game was kind of made to be like the prequel for the next one, I totally agree. Like
I wish they didn't do that. And that's kind of
not a good move. Like how you have like some kind of things or one main thing or maybe a few things that are like, okay, this is some direction that the next game could maybe go into. That's good. Like the Reapers or some other things that Dragon Age has done. But when you have like 5 to 10 plot lines that none of which are really finished or really like done with, then there's way too much.
It's
like, what did you accomplish then? You know? In the plot.
Yeah, they set up like the most interesting things that they like. The most interesting things like they set up like who are the Remnant? What are they? What is this giant cloud doing there? The very first questions they ask as you're playing the game, and we talked about this in the preview where like I remember saying that there were legitimate storylines that I was interested in, and they didn't finish them.
They never get solved.
They never finished them, and I was like, oh man, they had. It's not like they didn't have the ideas there. They just didn't finish them, and I'm afraid there's obviously two possibilities. The one that's probably true is they're saving it for a future game or future DLC, which is a terrible decision. The other is that they just haven't decided yet.
Well, I
would think the other is that they wanted to put it in, but they didn't have time and it got cut.
That's worse then.
Well, I feel like they're setting this up kind of like a new trilogy, new story, things like that.
It's a new saga. It's a new saga of the franchise.
But something that was fantastic about Mass Effect 1 is that they didn't really plan on a Mass Effect 2 and 3 after that. It really felt like it was a contained story within itself, and they said Mass Effect Andromeda is going to be that, but
it was not.
It was the least contained story that they've done in any game they've ever put out.
But Mass Effect 2 was purposely left like that for Mass Effect 3. While
it was still very much contained.
Yeah,
like you had the Reapers, and that was kind of the main thing after Mass Effect 2. Maybe Cerberus, but you had those two things versus Andromeda has a ton of loose ends. Way too many. Like
way too many.
You need to invest in. First of all, the main plot issue for me is that they rely too much on you like finding out these secrets and not enough focus is put into like the route to finding those secrets, you know, the enjoyable part of the game. So when you replay, it's like, oh, I already know the secret. So then the plot's not quite as good because it relies too heavily on you being curious about these secrets. And then a lot of these secrets are not actually fully divulged. And you get these plots that are not finished, or these plots that like get up to right when you think it's the climax, and then nothing else happens.
Tucker, if Dance wins in the poll, I need you dancing, and we're gonna put it as the outro.
Oh, when you were doing all that, I was already planning doing a thing for each one, except for lighting myself on fire.
Except for, well, you're lucky that one's coming in last.
Well, actually, now to think about it, I wonder at Full Sail they do have fireproof gear.
I mean, you could probably get like a towel, like a really, and then like wrap it around your arm. Actually, you know what? Never mind. Let's just stop. I don't want kids doing that.
Do not attempt this at home.
So that was the video that I put out about the two things that I thought Mass Effect Andromeda did wrong, which we chatted about both of them just now. What videos have you guys done recently that you want to promote? Tucker, have you put out your RuneScape video yet?
No, not yet. That's coming out tomorrow.
Okay.
Anyways, we had a lore video out on the Angara, but I think a video that people should focus on, again, promoting someone else's video, is extra credits. They put out a video explaining Andromeda's animations. Like, actually, like 20 minutes of someone that has been an animator for working at Pixar and things like that, explaining the animations in Andromeda.
What'd they have to
And I
say?
feel like-
Give me a teaser, so I'm invested in watching it.
They actually explain the full breakdown of how do things get animated, where things could go wrong, and ideas of what happened in the construction of the animations in Andromeda, and then comparing it to Witcher 3, Naughty Dog games, and things like that.
Does it help BioWare's case, or does it make it look worse?
I would say it doesn't help, but it really like sets. I mean,
it makes
rip
people
at them. Understand it better. It makes them understand. It doesn't
hurt.
say,
it just makes people understand it better.
Yeah, it doesn't say that. They didn't mean to do it. It's like no, they still did issues, but here's an understanding. It's like when the games that people compare it to, they say that they're really making 6 to 8 hours of animations, while with Andromeda they're making 40+ hours of animations, and they explain all of that stuff using stuff. It's a really good video. I definitely think everyone should check it out.
Cool.
Okay, BioFan, have you made your video on being a student yet?
I kind of want to now, just because you're really interested in it.
It can be like 30 seconds.
It can be like 30 seconds of me just going, I'm a college student!
Oh my god!
I actually
You're like on campus just flipping out?
Today was my last day before like Easter break, so I may actually have a video out soon.
Easter break! I wish I had an Easter break.
I go to a Catholic college, so they give us breaks like that.
Yet you have a class on Friday. Or on Sunday.
Well, I mean, it's like so it's like my like intern session.
But you have to show up.
But I have to show up if I want to pass the class, so it's like
Sunday.
kind of sort of
It's
required.
blasphemy.
So yeah.
So there's maybe a video out, maybe.
So consider the time of which I've not made a video, my vacation, because like up there till the end, right before launch, I was pulling some bullshit crazy hours, putting together news coverage, like crazy hours, like 100-hour work weeks, putting shit together for you. So you're welcome. Boom. Vacation. I needed one. There you go.
All right, we're back. Andromenerds is going to return next week, but that's all the nerdiness we've got for today.
Oh.
No, Tucker.
No. It's about the end thing.
Fucking shit, Tucker.
Someone suggested a every time you like and subscribe line that I think is fantastic.
I already got mine because we didn't get it from last week. So put it on the list. That's right.
Where's the list?
Okay, then hang up and find the list by next week.
I put it in the chat.
That's all the nerdiness we've got for today. Remember that every time you like and share this video, Cora will talk about being an Asari Huntress.
Again.
If you have any questions for us, Mass Effect related or otherwise, feel free to email us at andromenerds@gmail.com, and your questions may be featured in an upcoming episode. Along with our co-hosts, be sure to follow Andromenerds on Twitter. If you like this podcast and would like to see some more awesome videos, be sure to check out and subscribe to our respective channels.
Pause.
I have the
Pausing.
game right here. Oh, yeah. Let me just smack my mic. That's all good. Oh, yeah. I'm just throwing game guide books all over the damn place.
How many game guides do you have?
I have Grand Theft Auto, Fallout 4, Halo.
That's no fun.
Mass Effect Andromeda. I got Skyrim, if I didn't mention. I have Assassin's Creed. I have Tomb Raider. I have Minecraft.
That's ridiculous. You're keeping these guys in business. That's ridiculous.